Hey guys, so I'm in rare form, so we're doing a quick Rotterdam Playoffs preview based on some just things I've been thinking about, as well as some of the graphs that I've recently run from my own database that I keep. I am sick still, so I have a lot of downtime, so I've just been thinking about this a lot. And one of the things that I really wanted to try and highlight over the course of this is that, we have, and this is something I haven't really talked about, so this will be my way of talking about it. At the end of this tournament, we will have the upcoming changes being implemented at the Tier 1 level of the first ever major ammo overhaul we have gotten in nearly two iterations of the game, not since the 1.6 buying of ammo pre-round type shit or condition zero, whenever that, I don't remember. I'm still sick. When buying ammo used to be a thing, now we are no longer able to simply just reload our weapons, top off our magazines from our supply and capacity, and go back to it. It is now whatever ammo you leave in the magazine is discarded, and your overall ammo reserves are reduced. And it no longer shows you your overall bullet counts down on the HUD. It shows you the amount of clips you have left. And there's also been substantial nerfs to, wow, apologize for how I sound. There's been substantial nerfs to at least the ammo capacity of the AWP again for some reason. So, hey, AWPing, which was already a very high skill ceiling and very high, low floor, high skill ceiling, you really need to actually know your shit to be an effective AWPer in CS2, just got a little bit harder. So in order to just get a feeling for how people are going to be operating going ahead, I ran some charts, which I'll throw the generics up for now. Just ADR versus KPR in order to give you an idea of, ADR, the amount of damage that people are doing per round, KPR, kills per round. And you can see discrepancies between those two axes in terms of, okay, someone's doing great damage but not converting, or someone's doing great kill numbers but not doing a ton of damage. They could be doing cleanup, they could be doing whatever. And the number one thing you'll probably note about all of this is that Flames is up there with Donk above ZywOo. Brother is sitting at 1.02 KPR right now for the tournament. And so this goes back to what I said in my last video of where Vitality have no peers. Vitality have no competition. They are alone at the top. And, having both Flames and ZywOo on this form, on top of Rops also being in that same quadrant, is scary in and of itself. But if we really get down into it, I think there's only really two teams that stand a chance at standing up to them based on their current form within this tournament. At least statistically, eye test wise, I would somewhat contest this, but it would be the Mongols and Falcons. Now, I would still throw Na'Vi up there, personal eye test and bias, because if you want to look at it from a outlier standpoint or from a individual peak slash spike standpoint, going from Mongols, a majority of Mongols' team is grouped just into that great category of everybody is like performing high ADR, high KPR. People are hitting their shots pretty well, but mostly on Mongols, it's Techno. Techno is really putting up his numbers. He's having his, once or twice a year MVP level-esque performance that he does, but with Vitality in the form that they're in, it doesn't really matter. Same with the Falcons. The Falcons have a little line going right there of their best players all going into the positive quadrant where, everyone seems to be sort of hitting their shots. Nico is really on form. CjDoesCs is on form. m0NESY is a little bit off, but beyond that, it really, in my opinion, if you want to give someone a spike to account for, it would definitely be Na'Vi, because when you're looking at that upper quadrant of the KPR ADR chart, it's, Donk, top right Donk, r/top right Donk, Flames, ZywOo, and then Makaze is actually up there with them. And Ema is also in that sort of central pack behind them just a little bit. And the rest of Na'Vi are sort of fallen way behind. But if they can kick it into high gear for playoffs, and if Wonderful can rediscover his, previous MVP level form that he had, or no, Makaze got that MVP, but his finals form that he showed at Pro League, I think that Na'Vi actually can stand up and contest against what is going on right now with Vitality. Does that mean they're going to win? No. But they're going to go down swinging, and gosh golly darn it, isn't that just what we're looking for someone to actually try? But outside of, Na'Vi, Falcons, Mongols, outside of that, we're really looking at Aurora, who have Wakadians on Taurus doing what they typically do. But I think that tactically, that Aurora would just get crushed. No two ways about it. Yeah, they would just get crushed, honestly. If we're going off of the boys over at Perryvision, James and Zwei are kind of their best performers right now, and the other youngsters sort of need to push it up a little bit more, but they're doing pretty good. But they're lacking that true punching at the higher, Zwei is hitting around EAM level for this event. They don't have anyone up there with that true elite superstar pack. The real, again, scary thing is that Mezzy is in the worst quadrant for Vitality. And so you have Flames, Zywoo, Rops, Apex is up here, still doing great. And Mezzy's just, oh my goodness gracious. Like, what are you supposed to do, man? This 6-man playoffs. The weakest link is obviously Aurora to me. And it's just, oh gosh, who can really stop them? But that's just a sort of brief overall point that I wanted to make based on just some of the stuff that I was seeing within the data. If we want to go back and be a bit more harebrained about it, we're looking at a progression path of starting off with the quarters, Aurora versus the Mongols, and I think that with the form that they are in, the Mongols should take this. That will set up a semifinal match against Vitality, where Vitality, they're going to win. Which then on the other side of the bracket, we have Perryvision versus Falcons, which if Falcons are able to maintain some degree of consistency, I think they should take down Perryvision, but it will really mostly, in my opinion, be an IGL diff between, Kicksan and James. And if depends on how the map pool shakes out, depends on how the map picks play out. It wouldn't be surprising to see Perryvision take this, but I think whoever ends up winning this will end up losing to Na'Vi in the semis, and we will see another Vitality Na'Vi final where Vitality will come out on top. But with the form that Makaze is in, I think that he will absolutely take it to them. And if Wonderful can show up with his finals form like he did at Pro League, I think we could actually have a very good match. But beyond all of that, I just wanted to get another quick, video out there, starting to get back into the database stuff now that I am finally having a bit more energy. Hope everyone's having a great rest of their day. Have a great weekend. Looking forward to the playoffs. I have been CJ.